So here are some search trends in a few different industries. In the red, you have moving service. So in the moving world, there's a seasonality. Of course, when school gets out, people like to plan that process, move during the summer, get to where they're going, and every year that seems to be very consistent. If you notice in blue is the term movers near me. About 3 years ago, these started to be very, very prevalent, and the growth in that type of search dynamic has grown considerably. So now we know that about 2/3 of us are looking for movers. We're adding the words near me. We're adding nearby, in town, in Scottsdale, those kinds of things, which tells us people want more relevance. They don't want the whole website with all the drop downs and where do I find the red shoes I wanted in the all shoes. They want red shoes when they type in red shoes. Same thing here. Realtor, if there's any realtors in the building, we know that 2008 was a rough time, and that's shown here clearly, the seasonality of realty and then the big crash in 08, 07, 08, 09. We're recovering from that, but we can see there are seasonal things to look at too. This is a tool called Google Trends. It's a free tool. You can put any search query, any location, and any date range on here and find out what kind of search activity there is on whatever term you're looking for. So maybe you want to expand into a new market. We're looking to move into Glendale, looking to move into Ahwatukee. Is that going to be viable? This is a tool that you can use for free to determine that. Very cool. But that's realtor. Here's real estate agent near me. Again, major spike in the last couple of years. People really want that relevance. They don't want to drive across town if they don't have to. We're spoiled. And we have all these options, we have all this information, and we're using it, which means you as a marketer have to be diligent. You have to provide a good experience. You have to show up in those moments and make sure that they're finding you there. Here's another one, animal vet in red. Every year we have a little bit more search volume in most of these industries. Again, a seasonality, generally based on flea and tick season in this case, but in blue, vet near me. People want to find that veterinarian, that animal hospital that's nearby. So, very important to be recognizing that relevance and that proximity search process. So people are going to interact with us in the way they choose. If they like coming into the store, they're going to do that. If they like getting on the phone and calling us, that's great too. Apps. What we know is millennials don't necessarily like coming in or just giving us a call out of the blue. They like to interact through devices. So text messaging, if any of you have teenagers, my daughter's 19 now, and she taught me that when I call her on the phone, she's going to ask me, why are you calling and not texting me? And it's because I bought you this phone and I want to talk to my daughter. But in her world, texting is what happens. That's what she does. And we've learned that this isn't just teenage girls anymore. This is business people. This is a lot of us. I'm definitely guilty of using my device probably too much. But it's a great opportunity for someone marketing a business because you can show up on these devices during these moments. So what we did, back in November, we released something, I'll mention it on the next slide, how about that? So first, messaging, texting is now the most popular feature on a phone. In fact, phone calls are number 3 behind texting and internet, which is ironic. It's called a phone. People don't really use it to make calls anymore that often. But we know they're getting used for texting. So in the marketing world, we know that text stop to 534. There's been a legal precedent there where you can't just text people what you want to text them. They have data usage and there's a privacy thing there. But if you are able to set it up where they're initiating that contact, they're starting that process for you, then you have no problem. So here we have, this came out in November, click to message ad. So when someone's searching on Google for a hotel in Sedona, they can now text that hotel and say, hey, do you have reservations for this weekend? Or say a golf course, I want a tee time at 10 o'clock. Maybe it's easier for you to text me, get a tee time through text, and we're done working. You don't even have to call the office anymore. So this is something that came out of beta very, very quickly, which for our company is not common. A lot of times there's a lot of testing, a lot of time involved there. This was very successful very quickly, so we knew it was good, and it came out again in November. So it looks like this. We've had the click to call button for a while. It's very valuable. If you value phone calls for your business, it's extremely good. Most of you probably have seen that if you're not using it. Tap the button and you're on the phone with them. Well, now we have the same thing, but for texting. So you tap that button as a consumer, and now I'm texting you, the business owner, or someone who you've delegated to handle that. Here's what it looks like. You're going to put a pre-filled message in there. Maybe you're having a summer special on your products. You can put something like that there. If you crave a phone call for an appointment, maybe it's something like, hey, we'd love to set up a time to call you. When's good for you? This is a great icebreaker for millennials. This is how they prefer to communicate. So if you show them, hey, you can text us, we're cool, we're in your world. This is an icebreaker that then can lead to a phone call or a visit where they normally wouldn't have just come in unprovoked. They need something to really get them engaged. So text messaging has been, again, very successful, and it's showing to be very relevant to the people we're trying to look for. Here's how people are using it. A lot of folks like to pre-qualify and handle everything through the text. Maybe so for a tea time, I probably don't even need to call you. A reservation at a hotel, this is stuff that we could probably do without a phone call in a lot of cases. That's good. A lot of us probably still do want to interact with them on the phone at some level, and so it's being used to set that phone call up, to warm them up for an appointment later on. Where now that you've texted me, and I'll say this, all the great interaction is predicated on how fast you can respond to that text, right? So say you go on a first date, you don't get a text back for 2 weeks. Probably didn't go very well. Same thing. If I text you, hey, I'm looking for a tea time, hey, I'm looking for an appointment today, I get nothing. As a consumer in 2017, I'm just going to make that search again and go to the next person, and they're going to service me, and I'm going to be done. And you're out of luck because you weren't showing up there. So just remember that when we set this up, when we have this great functionality, and you offer people this option to connect with you, you have to be there at that moment when they're texting. So maybe you're the business owner. I'm really busy. I'm on the road. I'm out in the field. It's not good for me. I can't always do that. We can delegate someone in your group to do that, to handle that, because the quicker you can answer those, the higher that interaction rate is. People really like it when they get a quick response on a text. And this is novel stuff. This is a few months old. Really, really getting good traction so far. The third way, a lot of people like to use that to add people to their email marketing, their subscription lists, and that's great if you have their permission. This is always based on integrity. Google's a big on integrity, user experience, ethics. We want to make sure that if you are adding them to a list that you have their permission, but a lot of great marketing power here. And think about this too, this is a really cool aspect of this. When people text you, they're doing unprovoked. They're giving you their thoughts in the moment. You don't know what they're going to be all the time. So maybe you don't do this particular procedure yet in your office, but you're finding out that 60% of people are texting asking about that procedure. Maybe that leads you to decide, hey, I think we should be doing this. A lot of people are asking about this, cool sculpting or whatever this might be for you. This is something you want to take advantage of. And these texts are coming from the heart from people who are first-time interactors with you. A lot of value to those texts. So if you're a larger business, we can actually integrate this through a call center or a chat support team, have it go through software.